Hey, and welcome to episode 20, I guess it is, of the Big Dorkgasm podcast. Man, that's exciting.
It is. You think we'd ever make it that to 20?
I thought it'd be about 5 more years first, but...
Yeah, I thought episode 20 was going to be coming up on our 5th year anniversary.
Only 2.
But, wow, nice. Well, I mean, I guess it depends if you count the very first version or not. I don't remember how long ago that was. Seems like a long time ago.
2008.
Yeah, there you go. So, yeah, we've been doing this shit for a long time, and not much to show for it.
No, but we love it.
What you gonna do? So, I'm Rob, and if you've been listening to all 2019 previous episodes, then you probably know that. Or, I don't know, like, what? Isn't there some, like there's like face blindness? Maybe people have like voice deafness. They just can't recognize a voice ever. That'd be sad.
Well, you're in a doubly tough position because, you don't show emotion through your voice, so it's easily forgettable.
I don't. I actually.
But you do have a good radio
with that.
voice.
I show a lot of emotion with my voice. It's just like 90% irritation. So.
But
you're so used to that one generic tone from Rob. He's kind of like those things from Mass Effect that have to announce what emotion they are.
But like the best radio DJs, they're the ones that are easily forgettable. Like apparently, because they don't want you to remember them. They want you to remember the music they play. Like WKJB.
Rob is way too loving of himself to want people to not remember him.
That's true. That's why he gets irate at you, though.
Yeah.
Well, exactly, because I'm just a bundle of excitement over here.
Yeah. All right. No, it's my face that does not show, I guess, happiness.
It's just your voice.
I guess, yeah.
It's a good thing we can't see the disdain on his face in the video podcast.
So it was the big news since the last episode.
That disdain on my face? I haven't introduced everybody yet. I'm jumping the gun. That's Krispy jumping the gun.
Oop. Hello.
Yeah. And we got Kyle back with us.
Howdy.
Yeah, that's something.
He was here last time.
Yeah, but you know what? Out of the three of us, guess which one missed a show?
Well, I'm sorry. You have to keep them wanting. I mean, that's just like Principle 101.
Well, to keep them wanting, you first have to get them wanting. So, probably should work on that, Chief.
Yeah, plus that's Justin's line, by the way. It's totally his thing. Who, by the way, just texted me and is just getting home, so... He will hopefully be joining us a little bit later.
Well, all right then. Yeah, so go ahead and get to the gun jumping now.
Gun jumping, okay. Actually, it was unfortunate because right after our last podcast was probably the biggest news in comic book movies. That was the Ben Affleck was tapped to play Batman in the next Man of Steel movie. So I thought
although anyone who is on our Facebook page would have known about this instantly, and we did get quite a bit of commotion about it on our Facebook page.
We did. We got a bunch of mixed reviews, which is pretty much how the entire internet was. I was actually kind of surprised that it wasn't as negative as I expected it to be.
Really? Which internet were you looking at? Because everything I saw was negative.
I guess it just depended where you were, but I just different forums that I visited, most were... I wouldn't have thought of that, but hey, whatever. Well, might as well give him a shot.
To me, it seemed like the initial thing was nothing but everyone blowing their fucking mind, and then days later, some people came crawling out like, maybe it won't be so bad.
Well, that's because they thought, man, Christian Bale, his Batman really wasn't that good. When you think about it.
Oh, it was terrible. I hated Bale. He was the worst Batman besides Clooney. Period.
He did a hell of a Scooby-Doo impression, though, when he was wearing the mask.
Ruh-roh, Raggy.
Yeah.
Ruh-roh, Commissioner Gordon. So, yeah.
And actually, I don't remember if we recorded that or not, but last week, whenever you told me about that was my immediate impression was, we'll see. I don't really care. He could do a fun job.
Yeah,
or he could suck it up.
I mean, he can play a millionaire, billionaire, whatever, because he is one. He's, as himself, he's charming, so... I have no doubt he'll do a good Bruce Wayne, and I mean he's already in training to buff up his body and to fill the physical demands of a Batman role, and he might be a little older than what Batman is, but early 40s, that's not terrible. So I mean, I'm fairly optimistic. The Ben Affleck of 2003 is much different than the Ben Affleck of 2013. He's a better actor. He's directed, and really, he wasn't the problem with Daredevil at all. I don't think. And
nobody could have been in Daredevil and made it not a piece of shit.
I don't know. It was a piece of shit.
It was a piece of shit.
It just wasn't great.
It was a piece of shit.
I liked it.
No, it was awful. Especially in comparison with what came later. Like, of course, I'm not a super huge fan of. That was one of the Fox ones, wasn't it? Fox did that one. I don't think it was Sony. And now I've got to go and look this up.
It wasn't Sony. Sony's only Spider-Man and X-Men, I believe.
I think it.
No, so Fox is X-Men.
Oh, I could have sworn it was Sony.
Nope.
Had Marvel put their studio? They hadn't. No, Marvel.
No, they had not. But I know because Marvel just got the rights back from to Daredevil, I should say. Wow, why is IMDb not telling me what studio put this out? Well, and I can't really tell from the tiny little poster. I don't know. I don't know what movie studio put this out, but it was one of them, and it was not Marvel. So
I don't know. I thought there were some bright spots in it, like Jon Favreau. I liked Colin Farrell as Bullseye. He was probably the most entertaining part of the whole.
He was okay, but dear God, that line about I want a costume. It was like, really?
Well, yeah, it was a little bit cheesy, but I mean, the whole movie was that way.
I was actually also annoyed at I don't know. I did not like Bullseye at all. I don't like Colin Farrell at all.
The suit wasn't bad.
See, I didn't care for
idea
that.
wasn't bad. Kingpin was obvious considering that was the big storyline Kevin Smith had just done.
It was Fox. Ha ha ha.
There were just a few things that did not work out for it.
Yeah, but yeah, Ben Affleck was not the issue, basically, is what we're saying, and I think he'll make a fine Batman. And plus, he's probably one of the few actors that could probably stand toe-to-toe height-wise with Henry Cavill. Because they're both tall.
Yeah, I mean, I don't even think that's really like a big issue.
You don't want Batman to be like a foot shorter than.
No, there's forced perspective.
Yeah.
I mean, when they were doing the Lord of the Rings movies, they were filming Ian McKellen standing right next to Elijah
on boxes,
Wood.
yeah.
Yeah, but Peter Jackson isn't directing it, so I don't.
Well,
and then of course, what you gentlemen are forgetting is after Daredevil came Elektra, if you really want to talk about terrible, things against humanity.
Yeah, see, Elektra was way worse than Daredevil.
Duh. I don't even know.
Daredevil can't be total crap because there's
No, it can still be a piece of shit. Just because something else is a piece of shit doesn't negate it from being a piece of shit.
It's just a smellier piece. Gross.
Yeah, I don't know. They're all just shit as shit.
It was still pretty early on in the whole. I mean, the big, movies at that time. You had the Spider-Man, and previous to that, you had the X-Men that had done.
Yeah, and this was still in the. Fox. They did the, as you said, X-Men, and they were kind of less costumey and more semi-realistic type of thing that they were doing.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
So in that. I don't know. I mean, whereas, obviously with Spider-Man, you can't do that shit because that's just stupid. But Marvel just went full out and embraced the comic bookiness of it and did very well because of it.
Yeah. So, I think we all look forward to a reboot of that series. And so it doesn't sound like anyone has a problem here on Dorkgasm Podcast, which is the only opinion that matters, that Ben Affleck will be Batman. So, internet, settle the heck down.
He can't do any worse of a voice than Christian Bale did. That's all I'm saying.
I'm actually curious what kind of voice he is going to use. Like, is he going to be like George Clooney and just use his regular voice? And
I hope it's a South Boston accent.
That would be pretty cool. For the first half hour, and then maybe not so much.
All I'm saying is we go kick Joker in the ass.
That would be wicked cool.
Wicked awesome. What else? Movie news. Riddick came out this past week. Anyone see it?
No, oh man, the amount of shits I do not give cannot be counted.
Video game news.
Wait, wait,
studio.
hold on. Hold on. But I was going to mention it decent reviews. It beat out. The only reason I mention it because it beat out Lee Daniels, The Butler, which had been reigning for a couple weeks now, and I am totally against because it is a piece of fiction crap. All the stuff they made up for the movie didn't happen to the guy in real life. Like, they made his wife an alcoholic who cheated on him, when in fact that didn't happen at all. I'm like, I don't know how the family signs off on this stuff. Like, I guess money.
What movie are we talking about now?
The movie, The Butler. Like, he's a butler to the
Butler. I thought you were talking about Butler and Riddick. I'm like, what?
Oh, no. Lee Daniels, the butler. The one Forrest Whitaker plays. He was a butler to the many presidents of the White House. And, they just... I guess it wasn't exciting enough, so they just made a bunch of crap up, and they must have paid the family off to say, hey, yeah, no, this happened. Or maybe the whole based on a true story thing is a giant umbrella. That's, I guess.
Well, he was based on a true story.
Yeah, this guy did exist, and he was a butler, but yeah, they were talking about like just like his interactions with these presidents, and they gave him 2 sons when he only had 1, and had the rebellion thing, where like all movies have to have with the rebellious son, and that didn't happen. But so I'm glad Riddick beat it out. They said it's a strong, addition to the Riddick series, and although it only made $19 million for the first to the top box office, which isn't a ton.
I think that's because outside of Vin Diesel, nobody gives a shit about Riddick.
The one thing about that, there is some internet hype because the video game company that made Butcher's Bay, which the Riddick video games actually get really good reception, they're getting back together to make another game. That was announced by Vin Diesel.
He's all over the place because not only is he going to be the voice and motion capture person for Groot in Guardians of the Galaxy, he also mentioned that he's working with Marvel for another possible 3-picture deal, and speculation is it's the Inhumans.
Ooh, that would be an awesome thing to do.
Yeah, so we'll see on that.
Who's going to be in Guardians?
A bunch of people.
Yeah. Jesus.
What's his name from Parks and Rec?
Chris Pratt.
Chris Pratt. Yeah.
No. I said who's Vin Diesel going to be?
Oh, Groot.
Isn't he the tree?
Yes.
Actually, it'll be perfect because he did a great Iron Giant. He can just do the same voice for that.
And actually, Groot only says Groot.
Yeah.
And then it was Batista as the green guy.
Drax the Destroyer.
Yep.
Have they announced Nova yet?
There is no Nova, just the Nova Corps.
Nova is not currently a member of the Guardians of the Galaxy.
But that may change.
Did
they mention who the Rocket Raccoon?
Yeah, it's
possibly Bradley Cooper. Yeah.
No, they announced it.
Did they?
Yeah.
I know. I just read the rumor at the time.
Yeah. What I'd heard was they'd announced that, and the Vin Diesel thing was not 100% in the bag.
It is now. Yeah. Because they announced that he's also doing the motion capture for it. He'll wear the suit with all the little balls on it. And from what I hear, Vin Diesel likes the balls.
Giggity. Oh, giggity.
What else? The RoboCop trailer. Did you guys see it?
It looks like they made the costume look more like the original.
Oh, they do, and then they change it. Like they paint it black because it's more.
Yeah,
which makes sense because it is. I mean, bright silver is going to give you away.
I have not followed this one bit, but I did see a picture, and I thought it looked like Cyclops from the X-Men. So.
Yeah, when they first have him in the suit, when they're fitting him with it, it looks more like they kind of give a nod to the original costume, but then they kind of give it more of a stealth vibe because really you'd have to I guess, and realistically nowadays it doesn't sound like his voice is very synthesized at all, and his face is relatively unscathed, so I don't know. We'll see. It's one of those movies I don't think that needed to be made, and they're focusing a lot on the whole idea of can a machine have a soul aspect instead of like the many different parts that the original played up, like as far as like the what dystopian type society that you'd live in the future, that kind of thing. Yeah, I don't know how I feel about it. Well, they've had some problems on set as well. Moving right along. Did you guys? I don't know if either one of you bought the Star Trek Into Darkness Blu-ray.
Nope.
If you haven't, don't. They're doing a terrible thing where it's like a video. You know what they do with video games, where you buy it at a certain store, you'll get certain featurettes. So if you buy it at Target, you'll get a different featurette than if you buy it at Best Buy or Walmart. Not only that, there is no audio commentary that comes on the Blu-ray. They give you a code for iTunes, which gives you a completely separate movie that you have to download and watch, because it does like picture-in-picture and they rewind stuff.
That's shameful. I mean, even some of the like $5 bargain bin movies have time to do commentary.
Yeah, I mean they do, but they're making you download it separately in a separate version of the movie.
That's lazy. That's terrible.
Well, that's Paramount trying to make you. Well, that's them being grubby money whores. You know, they want people to buy all 3 DVD, Blu-rays. So yeah, I would hold off until they have a better version of the Blu-ray. I mean, it's not like you can't rent it at Redbox and then to hold you off. Plus, I don't think Rob was a huge fan of it. Were you?
No, I liked it quite a bit.
Oh, okay, I did too. I thought I remember us talking about it and someone didn't like it. It wasn't me. So cool. Well, we'll move right along. I thought this is a big 20th episode of our podcast, and so I figure we also have the big fall movie schedule that and TV schedules that just came out. So, were there any in particular anyone was interested in this fall?
Have you guys been watching this hero cosplay show on Sci-Fi?
No. I've been watching Face Off though, and that's been really good.
Supposedly it's an interesting show.
I don't know.
Gain inside tips from our #1 fan.
No, I have not really been paying much attention to whatever movies are going to come out because I can't go see them anyway. So
yeah, having a kid puts a damper on it. I'll tell you that much. They got Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs.
That actually, I'm very surprised. It looks like it'll be decent. I was so skeptical, and the trailer just won me over.
Yep. Gravity comes out. That's the one with George Clooney and Sandra Bullock. That's getting
the trailer is pretty cool for that.
Yeah. If the whole movie's like that, count me in. Ender's Game comes out in, I think.
Yeah, I read the book and I enjoyed the book, but Orson Scott Card is just a complete. You know what? Much like Daredevil, he's a piece of shit.
Yeah, he's a douche. He is. But it's like it doesn't make it was a good book. And it's all the Ender books are pretty good.
I heard that there were. My wife was a big fan of his books, and she said there were. Well, the way she put it was pretty much diminishing returns, like on the Ender series. Like towards the end, they were unnecessary and ungood.
Yeah, they definitely had diminishing returns. I'd still say they were on the side of good, just not as good. Like Thor: The Dark World.
Oh yeah, I do want to see that. So.
The original was very good.
It was, and I'm with Christopher Eccleston. We'll see what the new director will. I like the concept, and I like the bringing in the other worlds. So are they technically worlds? I guess so.
Realms.
Realms. Yeah. Hunger Games: Catching Fire, second part.
I enjoyed the first Hunger Games movie. I knew nothing about it whenever I went to see it, and I was not aware that the Hunger Games would be resolved in the first movie. So
yeah, the second one, well, we'll see what happens. The second book itself, they kind of revisit the same things that happen. I don't want to give away anything, but there's a Hunger Games too. But basically, and there's more of that love triangle nonsense, which they always have to do. What the hell are you doing, Kyle?
Nothing.
Is that me?
I think it's Kyle.
You're like
I may have inadvertently been like clearing my nose.
Oh, yeah, you're like breathing heavy.
Why are you shoving
Sorry,
the
not trying to be
do
rich.
it?
Oh.
Not trying to be rich, sorry.
And last but not least, The Hobbit, Desolation of Smaug. So,
yeah.
comes out December.
I do want to see that also.
Yep. The fall TV things I'm looking forward to are Sleepy Hollow. Total popcorn. That's probably going to be awful, but give me urban fantasy like that, and I'll eat it up. Marvel Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. No brainer there. Walking Dead comes back. Something I'm interested in is, and I don't know. We'll see how it goes. The Dracula series. If they can push it like Hannibal did on NBC, it's another NBC show. So if they can push it like Hannibal did, as far as the gore and yet keep it charming, we'll see. I doubt it. The Michael J. Fox show. That's one I've been looking forward to. I'm curious to see if that comedy will work. Almost Human, the new J.J. Abrams, where it's a futuristic cop show where cops work alongside androids to solve murders. I mean, can't beat that. And
I won't be watching that because I watched, what was it, Alcatraz, and they canceled that, and I was annoyed. So I will wait till they get like a full season of this shit
and catch up on Netflix right before the second season.
Yep.
That's a smart approach, probably. Boardwalk Empire is back, and
yeah, I have not watched the first episode of that one yet. Finally got Showtime back, and I've been catching up on Dexter. Oh yeah,
the thing's finally over. Yeah,
yeah,
they signed a contract, CBS, and
yep. American Horror Story Coven. I'm looking forward to that. I enjoyed the first 2 seasons.
Yep. Kyle's not a big TV fan, so we'll just get
and Sons of Anarchy came back.
It did.
Last
Horror Story, the first one was great. It was very uncomfortable, but it was fantastic.
Yeah. The
just waiting for season 2 to come on Amazon or is it on Netflix?
It'll come on right before the new season comes out. That's usually how it works. But yeah, Rob's right. Sons of Anarchy is back for its last season.
Was it the last season? I had not heard that.
Mm-hmm. The guy from Sons of Anarchy was actually cast in the 50 Shades of Grey movie.
Yeah, they're trying real hard to make him into a movie star.
Yeah, well, I don't care about that movie. So
have you heard that dude talk like in real life without his American accent?
No.
Oh, it is the most fucked up thing ever. He's British, but he doesn't have like a nice British accent. I can't even describe it. It's like you're listening.
Is it like Cockney? Is it like?
It's not even that. Actually, he was in. There's clips you can find on YouTube of him doing a Cockney accent in some British movie, and
not even good.
Oh no, it was awful. It was like Dick Van Dyke bad, and
a spoonful of sugar makes a messing go down.
Oh, it was horrible.
That kind of thing.
So no, but his real accent is like this weird mashup of like it almost. Whenever you hear him do it, it almost sounds like somebody that can't do an American that can't do an English accent, doing an English accent and then slipping in and out of it and slipping in and out of a really bad English accent attempt. But that's how he really talks.
I wonder, or maybe he just has had to put on an American accent so often that I wonder if it's messed around with his actual,
I don't think so. I'd heard where he was from, and apparently that's just how. That region, yeah.
I need to find out where that is, so I never visit it ever.
Yeah.
Well, damn. Well, good luck to him then. Sounds like.
Yeah, he should just play nothing but Americans.
American motorcycle gang members. Yeah, that was it for TVs and movies. Kyle, you want to talk about gaming stuff? Because you mentioned something earlier.
Less than a week, we have Grand Theft Auto 5 coming out. The people who are putting it out have stated that it is going to be over 100 hours of content. And additionally, it is set to be one of the most expensive video games ever. I believe it was about a fifth of what was it? Hold on 1 second.
Are you trying to say $100 million?
Yes, something like that, because they believe it's going to bring in $1 billion.
Yeah,
it's going to bring in $1 billion.
I'm actually sad now that you said it was going to be like 100 hours of content because I actually keep meaning to pre-order that, and
you'll never have a chance.
I don't know.
It.
I've only ever beat one Grand Theft Auto, and that was Vice City, because there's just so much to do that I just get tired of the game before I
Yeah.
get to the end of it. And I
Yeah,
just,
there-
like, I've played all of this I care to play, and I just quit.
Yeah, there's a huge. I mean, I don't understand how you can do the same thing for that long. I mean,
I
that's
did it in
like how
Skyrim.
they discussed when. Well, yeah, that's why I still haven't finished Fallout 3. But when the last Final Fantasy came out, there was this talk on the internet about, oh, it's great after the first 27 hours. And it's like, this game's going to be good enough that after wasting 27 hours of your life, you're going to get enveloped in it. And why are you wasting a day plus of your life in the first place if it's a crappy game up to that point?
Yeah, absolutely. I would never get to, no. Fucking no.
Mass Effect was the only game that I believe I personally ever put that much time into, and it was about 40 hours for my first playthrough on the second one, and maybe 45 for 3.
You, sir, have never played an MMO, so.
Mhm.
No, I have not.
I have an insane amount of days on World of Warcraft.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Like it was
Yeah,
80, I
literal-
think, or something by the time. 80 days.
Yeah. Yeah, literal months, entire months of my life have been spent, and it's shameful. The played command on EverQuest just, I just feared it, and it just made me feel so ashamed of myself and sad.
And I just think, I mean, that all those characters that you spent are gone in EverQuest.
EverQuest is still around.
It is, but I know they merged servers, but are your old characters still there?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well,
Oh, they're never going to delete the characters just in case you want to come back and start paying again. I mean, if you think about it, it's not like the characters take up a whole lot of storage.
That's
or
true.
anything.
I just wonder when the game's going to
relative-
close up shop, though.
Oh, eventually.
I mean, like
it will,
City
but-
Heroes, it sucks, all those hours I put
Yeah.
into that, that's done. They're gone.
Yeah, but I don't know, they're still making money off EverQuest, and they're working on a third EverQuest game actually.
It actually looks really good. The
I've Not
trailer.
looked into it because I can't do that.
I know. MMOs just don't have the time anymore.
Additionally, in other gaming news, sad week, the Stick of Truth, the South Park game, which was set to come out, has once again been pushed back. We've gone from February to March, October to be determined.
Oh, the outrage, I'm sure.
People are not happy, and the rumor is the reason there hasn't been a new season out since I think it was last year is because they were waiting to put it out with the game. Supposedly it was going to tie in or some such, so that's actually putting the show on hold again.
I don't know how true that is. I know that they also negotiated for a shorter season, so I'm wondering if they're just off enjoying their Book of Mormon money.
I think that's what it was. I think I
actually-
heard they were also in England doing Book of Mormon or something.
Yeah, and they put together a production company, like a movie production company, with rumors of putting together a movie version of Book of Mormon. So could be they're working on that shit.
There was a promo on Comedy Central for, I think it's coming up in November, the new season, because they had, they just listed a bunch of topics like Zimmerman, that kind of stuff. Nothing is safe. We'll be
And
back.
actually, speaking of Book of Mormon, it's coming to Tampa and Orlando, and I'm a huge Book of Mormon fan. Like I've got the soundtrack and listen to it all the goddamn time. But man, tickets are fucking expensive for.
Oh, it's
a place.
insane.
Yeah. It's like $200.
The best
for,
way
like,
to do it
the
is
cheap
to
seats.
find one of the ticket resellers and buy for like a matinee. Like you can get decent like first row balcony, for a decent amount. Not too bad. But yeah, it's definitely expensive night. It's still going to cost probably $80 for 2 tickets.
Oh, not yet. From everything I've seen, at least for the Tampa show, it was going to be $400.
Holy cow!
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like the cheapest seats in the balcony were $200.
Holy cow!
Yeah.
Well, is that for like a Friday, Saturday, or like?
They didn't list the dates. They just that's what they're selling for. Yeah.
Yeah, because like if you go to a Wednesday show, or actually Sunday nights are the cheapest. That's usually the cheapest ticket prices. But because I'm a connoisseur of the theater, really. I'm just a cheap bastard. I actually had a couple gaming items. I've been trying to get into the darn Hearthstone beta. Do you know what that is, Rob?
Mm-mm.
It's the World of Warcraft online trading card game. and is not
Oh.
related to their actual trading card game. It's a new beast of its own, and it is very, very cool looking and very fun from the videos I've seen. It's like a stripped down version of Magic, and they tried to make it more like a game that you would play in one of the taverns in World of Warcraft. And it's very much the same thing as Magic, but there's no instants. There's I'm trying to think what else can kind of relate. The monsters don't heal after every turn. The damage is permanent, that kind of thing. It's very stripped down, but very strong. Completely free to play. You earn gold in the game by playing, or you can buy it if you want. But and then you can. The coolest part is that when you earn enough gold, you can play in the arena, and you can draft. You basically draft a new pack, and you get 3 strikes. So you keep playing until you lose 3 times, and then based on how well you do, you get actual cards that you can put in your packs. The ones that you draft, you don't get to keep, but the ones you get as rewards, you get to keep. So yeah, it is very difficult to get into currently unless you're in the media, which I should claim to be, I guess, right? We got a YouTube channel. That's media.
Yeah, it's actually funny. I got former coworker of mine, his son had a YouTube channel where he would review like iPhone cases, like iPhone accessories.
Yeah, they'll send you stuff.
Yeah, and they started sending him all sorts of stuff to review. It was just crazy.
I totally want to record it and do a review and do a series on it. It is a very slick game. Even the board itself is interactive, so while you're waiting for the other player, you can like shoot off a catapult and stuff like that and play around with the pieces on the board. It's pretty funny. It uses all the World of Warcraft characters, and their spells are used, and like so you play a ranger deck or you play a hunter deck or whatever. Very slick. Been trying to get a key through the Blizzard customer service Facebook page. They give away keys, but it hasn't worked out too good.
Yeah, I'm betting unless you watch that like 24/7 nonstop.
Oh, I mean, I've been watching it, and they'll be like,
you
we're
have
giving
a job
away
and
keys.
a life.
Yeah. Well, they say like about such and such time we're giving out 10 keys, but there's 50,000 people, hitting the refresh trying to get 10 beta keys.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous, but yeah, I'm looking for that. I mean, it should be in open beta fairly soon, so I guess I can wait a little bit longer. Kyle mentioned brought to my attention a new MOBA game. I'm a big League of Legends, but the Infinite Crisis, which is the DC MOBA.
Yeah, he asked me about that this week, and
I actually got it. We can talk about it, even though it is in closed beta. They lifted the NDA.
Nice.
You're in it?
We did.
Yep.
I gave Kyle the friend code since he's the one that had mentioned it. They give you 1 friend code. Although really, you can go out there and find a code to put you through the quick pass to get entered for the beta. There's, I think, like mobafire.com is giving away codes. That's free to register on there. But yeah, it's I don't know. It's still pretty early, and it was kind of buggy for me.
Is it a fighter?
It's a MOBA. It's a multiplayer online battle arena.
Yeah,
like
what the fuck does that mean? Is it a fighter?
It's do you remember
like Warcraft 3?
Do you remember the Defense of the Agents in Warcraft 3? The mods. Did you ever play that?
No, I did not do that.
League of Legends, Dota 2. Those are big. How do I explain it? You basically have a champion that you pick from, and there are 3 lanes with creepers on each side. There's 2 bases and 3 paths to those bases, and starting at the beginning of the game, creepers or mobs or whatever march across, and you have to take down towers and get to their base and destroy their base. So you level up with your character and you buy items, and you try and basically kill their champion so that you can get to their base and destroy it.
And it's Infinite Crisis, so they're trying to bring in, characters from different dimensions. They have Red Rain Batman, Gotham by Gaslight Batman, there's Green Lantern, Doomsday.
Emerald Knight Green Lantern.
Yeah. There's one Wonder Woman. What's the Wonder Woman, the special one, Crispy?
Well, there's I don't remember now.
There's the
Atomic,
new 52,
Atomic Wonder Woman.
Atomic Wonder Woman. Yeah, there's the new 52 Zatanna. So they're trying to bring all these. They're basically doing what Countdown did with Arena. They're pulling all the best of the varied characters into one place to try to get you in, and they all have different special abilities based on what they are. So it's kind of like that.
Yeah, so I mean, I guess the easy way to describe it would be you're on a team versus another team to accomplish, accomplish certain goals. Like I mentioned, the whole 3-lane thing, that's a type of map, but they also have a map that's a domination. So you try and hold a particular area, you go and capture it, and then, try and hold it while you try and capture other, spawn points or whatever. So it all depends on the map, really, but it's usually you pick a hero, and it's like a click. You've played World of Warcraft 3, right? That kind of game.
Yes.
Yeah, so it's a lot of point.
RTS.
Yeah, it's a lot of point and clicking. Like the Dota mod basically used the champions or the heroes or whatever and reskinned them, and then so it's a lot of right clicking and moving around and a lot of skill shots, that kind of thing. It's what's most interesting is that Major League Gaming is actually mentioned that they want to back Infinite Crisis, so it could be on the national circuit. So there's enough interest that, just like League of Legends or Dota 2, that there will be professional MOBA players, which is interesting. Also in gaming news, what I thought was pretty cool, I don't know if you know Rayman Legends and Origins, but the engine they're built on is called UbiArt Framework. And there are a couple of games coming out that Ubisoft is using that in conjunction with other developers to create some new games that look amazing. One of them is called Child of Light, and the other one's called Valiant Hearts. And
is Child of Light the one with the little girl with the wings and the huge sword and her flying pixie or whatever?
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I know they were saying, the website I found on said it was the best looking game ever.
Yeah, this framework engine that they have, it's the one that is used in Rayman, but yeah, it gives it such an artistic feel. And they said the limit isn't your console, it's going to be your television. So, if you have a really nice resolution on your TV, you're going to get the full benefit of these games and how beautiful they look. Very, very cool stuff. I'm looking forward to that. I think they're both going to be on PC as well as Xbox definitely Xbox, PS4, don't know about. So Child of Light I think was going to be on Wii U, but Valiant Hearts hadn't mentioned it yet.
Well, speaking of Ubisoft and next gen, they have announced that the Uplay system will be going to Xbox One and PlayStation 4. I know some people aren't fond of it, some people just don't care. Personally, I do think it's fun. You get points for certain Ubisoft games, and you can get additional content for no cost. It's just additional stuff for being a part of the system. I think personally the best execution I ever saw was one of the first. It was on Assassin's Creed 2. You could actually unlock an additional mission, an additional area, exclusive costumes. They always have a
you can get Altair's.
Xbox. Yeah. You always have an Xbox dashboard, a theme.
Yep.
So it's free. It's cool content that's free. Sometimes it's upgrades. I know in Splinter Cell you got like an extra place to hold some ammo. Assassin's Creed will usually do extra slots for throwing knives. So I don't know why people don't like it. I think it's a really cool system.
Yeah, it is. I don't know. I thought it was cool too. Just kind of unlockable shit that you don't have. If you don't want to do it, then you don't have to fucking do it.
Yeah, it's like a reward for getting your achievements. That's really what it is.
Exactly. And sometimes it's not even tied to achievements. Sometimes you actually do have to do some stuff, but the stuff you can buy with the points are really cool. Hell, when I played the multiplayer in Brotherhood, I actually used the Heliquin from Uplay more than any other character.
It may be that people are tired of having to sign up for yet another digital service. They're
true.
On Steam, they're on Origin, and now you got Uplay. And I don't know, people are bitchy.
Maybe they should just suck it up and quit being little bitches.
Yeah, that could be too.
For once, I agree with Rob.
Although, to be honest, I don't have any other games on Uplay other than the Assassin's Creed. So
yeah, me neither.
Maybe it's
All right,
because you basically you sign up for just that one type of game. I don't know.
Yeah, so I played Marvel Heroes this week. No,
The MMO?
Yeah, I didn't even realize it was out. I knew nothing about it, and I think it was Cracked Magazine or Cracked.com had a article about it. It's like, oh shit, that's out. Yeah, it's very Diablo-esque.
It's another action RPG.
Yeah,
game in the same vein.
And frankly, of the MMOs in that style, I liked Neverwinter better.
Yeah, they said that people. I was in the beta for it, and it was it was fun, but
they just patched a couple days ago, and apparently it completely revamped a whole lot of the game.
Really?
Yeah, like the defensive system apparently got redone, and I didn't really play. I played like an hour before they did the patch, so I can't really compare the two. Just what I guess the patch notes had said, but yeah, as soon as I logged in, it gave me the ability to reallocate the leveling points or whatever that I'd spent.
Skill points. Yeah.
Yeah.
I just didn't want to see. I don't know. There's something that kind of takes you out of the game when there's 20 Deadpools running around.
Yes, and I'm actually couldn't find
chimichanga.
Well, it's great because it is Fudge. What's his name that does
Ryan Reynolds or not Ryan Reynolds? Ryan Nolan.
Yeah,
Nolan.
What?
Nolan North.
Nolan North.
He does Deadpool's voice for it as well. So I just love him going bang 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 bang, and just all the little cool vocal lines they give him are very clever. But yeah, they said it's a mediocre action RPG. Nothing special, but if you like Marvel, then you'll probably like it. There's nothing to hate about it, just possibly nothing to keep you playing it.
You know what's weird is I looked all over. All right, I looked all over their website for this information. Could not find it anyplace. It's a free-to-play thing,
Correct.
and you can buy heroes and you can buy costumes.
Yes, you have to craft you can craft costumes in game.
Yeah, and you can also get infinity shards and get the shit for free by grinding out. But anyway, if I buy the hero, which I have no intention of doing, but if I were to buy, say, Captain America, do I also get the Captain America costumes, or do I also have to purchase those individually? Like, it doesn't tell me what I get when I buy the hero.
You buy those separately.
So what's the fucking point? What do I get when I buy Captain America? What costume do I get?
By buying Captain America, you get the option to play Captain America.
But which costume? Because they've got like 3 costumes for him. It's his regular, his
They might give you the option. This might have changed, but from what it sounds like, maybe when you buy Captain America, you get the 3 costumes, and when you log in, you'll slot in one of those 3. You'll probably get all 3, I would imagine, and then you can.
Of course, that doesn't make any sense, because then why I wouldn't buy the costumes if I didn't have Captain America. But if I buy Captain America and get the costumes, then why are they selling the costumes separately? So I don't understand. And there's no place on their website that I found that explains what you're buying when you buy shit.
Yeah, I mean, before it was that you bought the hero, and then you could grind out the costumes in the game, or you could buy the costumes separately. So it's like a skin, basically. You buy the heroes and you buy the skin.
Yeah.
A lot of the MOBAs work the same way. It's free to play, but you earn either through in-game merits or the quick money option. You can earn the champion, and then you buy the skins for free because it's like cosmetic. And sometimes you can't even, in certain games, buy the skins with in-game credit. You have to put down the real money credits. I wish I could tell you, but I haven't played it in months. And that was in beta, and when you bought it, you bought just the heroes, and then I don't think they had the costume options at the time, but you could craft them in the game by getting drops. But yeah, speaking of action RPGs, I don't Diablo 3, has it come out yet, or it's coming out soon for the? I
think it came out. I seem to remember getting an email a couple of days ago, saying
the
what game?
Diablo 3 for
It's already out on console. I
Yep.
saw it at GameStop. I think when I went to pick up Killer is Dead about 2 weeks ago.
Yep, and the general consensus is it is better on the console than it is on the PC because they completely redid the loot dropping. They basically reeled it back so you don't get a bunch of crap. You usually get what you would need. There's no auction house. I'm very envious of that. And they said it's fun to play because you can play co-op, all together in a party on watching the same screen if you wanted. They said the controls on the gamepad are good and receptive. You can't use a gamepad on the PC, right? I haven't tried it.
Yeah.
Can you? Okay.
Yeah.
How do you stand still and shoot? Do you have to hold down a button?
I don't know. I haven't played Diablo with a gamepad. I play it on my Mac.
See, I didn't know if on the PC versions or whatever that you could use a gamepad.
I don't know. Probably. Yeah, I must be like the only person that liked Diablo 3 on my computer.
Are you texting, Kyle?
Maybe.
Do you have a flip phone?
Unfortunately, when my Alias was at the point where it was turning off on its own, I had to go for a phone, and I did not go for a smartphone, unfortunately.
Because it sounds like you're texting on a regular,
That's
rotary,
exactly what
like
it
a
is.
rotary phone.
They make it. If it is not a smartphone now, they have pretty much downgraded these things where they're punishing you for not having a smartphone.
But sorry, not to get off track. I was like, geez, oh Pete. Yeah. So Diablo 3, early consensus is that the console version is better, but they did announce recently the expansion for the PC, the Reaper of Souls, and there'll be some huge patches that will change the game. So it seems like the patches are going to make it more like the console version. Is what it sounds like. You'll have a whole new stage to play, all new monsters and all that good stuff. Yep. So they're going to try and keep that one alive. I don't know, they pretty much burned a lot of bridges in the first couple months of that game coming out, especially with the auction house. Yeah, and that's it for games. Anything else? I can move on to some subscriber mail.
Yes, let's move on because I'm really
You're pushing your luck with
pushing my
Remo.
luck. Yeah,
he's been good. I totally heard him cry a couple times.
but it's because I've had my microphone on mute a lot.
A lot. Okay, well you did a good job because I barely noticed. So our number one fan sent us another email. We've got Sharon. It is a big email, so I'm going to paraphrase it. But she basically apologized. She's got another job, 2 full-time positions, and really that's no excuse. As our number one fan, you do have an obligation. So you must listen to us in a timely manner if you wish to remain our number one fan.
I want to add something to that. About a year ago, I got my entire department got fired. So they took our department from 5 people down to 2 people, and then one of those other people left. So
it was you.
It was me doing the work of 5 people.
Rob was the department.
So and then for like 3 months, it took him 3 months to hire somebody else. So for 3 months, I was doing the work of 5 people. Now I'm only doing the work of 2.5 people. And I still find time to record the podcast. That's all I'm saying.
Come up with content.
Every month or 2, I record one. So
there you go. And you also did the audio editing. So
yeah.
Which is slapping on the intro and the ending, but still. But she says she missed Kyle in episode 18. I don't know if I believe her.
Yeah. Why are you lying to us?
I know, but she didn't think. And here's the reason
question why she wasn't listening in the first place. Maybe that was a lie too.
Well, so she missed Kyle. The first sentence I missed Kyle in episode 18, but the second sentence explains why. I don't think there was enough Kyle bashing in 19, so she only likes Kyle on the show so he can get bashed apparently.
Okay, fair enough.
Yeah, which is fair.
I'm going to be having to have a chat with the number one fan later.
I mean that's what I get out of those. She also took issue with you, Rob, about saying The Great and Powerful Oz was horrible. She had a smart-ass comment. She doesn't remember what that comment was, so consider yourself burned.
We'll get you some ointment.
Yep. But she didn't think it was, great. She just thought it was pretty good. She just thought you were a little harsh on it.
She did like Mila Kunis's outfit, or
Except
she
for
had something to say about it.
She didn't like the cowl on her.
Oh, and I will say that outfit was the two redeeming features of that movie.
You just like Mila Kunis in a skin tight black something.
It was the only thing that made those 2 hours worth watching.
The voice though, I don't mind her voice normally. It's just the voice for the witch wasn't. I don't know.
Well, she wasn't a witch till the very end.
Yeah. Oh, spoilers.
I mean, she was the witch, but who the fuck cares? It's an awful movie.
But she did like Zach Braff as the monkey, and yeah, he was probably the redeeming quality. Oh, speaking of which, because it does remind me of James DeFranco, the roast for James DeFranco on Comedy Central.
What? Just James Franco.
James the Franco.
James the Franco?
I
don't know what you're doing.
No, James Franco. Yeah.
Oh, that guy.
Guy. Sorry. James Franco, the roast of him on Comedy Central was fantastic. I don't think I've ever laughed as hard as I did while watching that. It could be just the sheer amount of talent they had on the dais. They had Bill Hader, Seth Rogen. What's his other buddy there? But a lot of good Sarah Silverman, lots of good people. Probably the funniest roast I think they've ever had on Comedy Central. Definitely should check that out on demand. That was last week, I think. But yeah, getting back to Sharon, she was excited that if Wicked ever gets turned into a movie, and she's all caught up. And she loves hearing her name. So Sharon, Sherry.
Yeah.
Heard your name 3 times there. We also got some tweets. So Rob, the owner of the other Dorkgasm, now follows us on Twitter, by the way. Mr. Michael, he tweeted at us. Part of me wants to hate the guys at Dorkgasm Podcast, but it's mostly jealousy. I'm glad they're vlogging and podcasting, so we're glad you're listening, Michael. Yeah, let us know what you think.
Cheers.
Rob,
Okay.
Be nice.
I'm not saying anything.
You want to say stuff. You were holding back. There's no hatchet to bury.
I don't. No, believe me. If I had anything bad to say, I would be saying it. I think Kyle can vouch for that.
Rob doesn't have a filter.
Michael, I think there's some return jealousy because you've got the name that we really want and you grabbed it first. So.
And someone's going to remind me what the login is to Twitter.
Okay.
Yeah, let's do that on the podcast.
Yeah, but I say I'm not going to say it.
I did not mean right now, gentlemen.
And so, someone by the name of Mandy, who may or may not be my wife, also tweeted at us a couple times tonight. Not at my, request at all. Wink, wink. She said, Kyle, how about featuring something cool on your 20th podcast? That was in reference to the Facebook posting I posted earlier today about sending us your requests and comments and complaints about Kyle for the 20th episode. And she also tweeted, why won't Evelyn let Kyle into her gaming club? Evelyn is my daughter.
Does your wife actually listen to this?
It's such an exclusive club. I mean, I swear I've been talking to Evelyn. I've been filling out forms. I've been, sending in these things, pretty much petitioning why I could contribute to the popularity of gaming with Evelyn. But, she's still just not buying it. So,
well, that's because I've taught her well. She is my daughter. I said so. And the third tweet, she was very.
No, wait. I've got a question real quick.
Yeah.
Your wife actually listens to this? Because mine wants nothing to do with it.
And I think she listens to it in the sense that she's usually in the background when we record.
So she misses all my witty repartee.
Sometimes, but I do record the video, or I edit the video version. So usually I have to run through the whole thing because I'm putting those lower thirds on there. So yeah, she listens to it. And she actually did have a truly legitimate question. Anyone have any thoughts on the iPhone 5S that they announced earlier this week? Actually. Is it overrated? Has Apple lost their edge? Are they overrated? Probably. Has Apple lost their edge? Haven't all
Doubtful.
I mean, it's the same.
Well, the thing with Apple is this: Apple
Whose
is
question?
That was
Who's
Mandy.
asking this?
That was Mandy, my wife.
Oh,
Apple is like Facebook in this respect. They are both the popular thing right now, and until something else comes along, they will fade. They will be overtaken. But until that something else comes along that is considered groundbreaking enough to draw people away from them, it doesn't matter if they put out turd occasionally. People are still going to go to it because it's the cool thing to do.
I would have agreed with you if it was 2 years ago, but I think the Samsung Galaxy in particular, the Android phones have really cut into the chunk of the iPhone smartphone sales.
well,
HTC is growing more popular. The Windows 8 phones are actually doing fairly well now. The Apple phone, there's nothing terribly special about it. It's got faster processor, a larger screen, which is the big thing I think, because it has to compete with the Samsung Note, and even the Galaxy is a much larger screen than the current iPhones. But there's not feature-wise, I don't know. I don't think there's much difference. So my thoughts on the iPhone is my general thoughts are that the iPhone 5 it's not groundbreaking, but that's okay because I think we're to the point in our lives where we're not surprised by anything that comes out on a smartphone anymore. It's part of most people's daily lives now.
I think at this point too, a lot of people that have had smartphones are kind of entrenched. Because I actually was interested. Well, actually, last weekend I considered buying an Android phone because I was on vacation, technically vacation, a week or two ago, and every goddamn day people from work were calling me, and I was like, I should just get like another phone and only give them that number and just never answer it. So I thought that, I thought about getting an Android phone just to kind of play around with that. But
I was a switcher. I had
I
iPhone.
would not switch because I've got a fuck ton of apps and I'm not buying them again.
You're also entrenched because you also use Macs for other. You've got an iPhone. You've got your Mac. You have a MacBook?
Yeah, I do have a MacBook Pro and an iMac, but that really doesn't factor.
But a lot of people, if you have an iPad,
I do
it
have
makes
that too.
Yeah. So that's what I'm saying. You're very much in the Apple camp as far as all those work together. Like if you have Apple TV, it makes sense to.
I do not. Yeah, but I don't really do anything with the phone and the iPad is with my laptop or desktop. I mean, other than
but if you buy one app on one, you can download it on the other one.
For the iPhone and the iPad, that's fantastic.
Yeah,
but computer-wise, it doesn't matter.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just saying it ties into something else that you have. So people like that have an iPod and or Mac computers that can tie all their iTunes stuff together. That's great. But other than the iTunes store on my PC, which I barely use anymore, I wasn't tied to Apple like that. So it was an easy switch, to the Android. I did a lot of research and found that the Galaxy would fit my needs better, especially with the larger screen. I enjoy that just with my big chubby fingers.
Yeah, well.
You didn't know what I was going to finish with that sentence, did you?
Yeah. So here's breaking news.
Breaking news.
Yeah. So AMC has announced that they are going to do the Saul Goodman spin-off from Breaking Bad.
Yes, they are. Saul Goodman, right? Is that what?
Yeah. Yeah. Or Better Call Saul. I believe
Saul.
it's. But yeah. So Bob Odenkirk's been talking about it. Last I heard, like a week ago, he said there's like a 60% chance of it happening, and now that's been upgraded to 100% chance. And apparently, I didn't really, since I've been doing this, I haven't read any articles, just browsing headlines. Looks like it's going to be a prequel, so that's not a spoiler as to whether or not Saul survives the last three episodes of Breaking Bad,
which I don't know about yet. I haven't watched them yet. I'm very thrilled with that. I love that actor. I want to see him in everything. Like, he's my H. John Benjamin. I love something about his voice is very captivating, as well. What else? We hit 10 subscribers on our YouTube channel finally. Woohoo!
Hurrah!
None of them are me, so they're actual people.
They're actual people. Half of them may be family of my family. I don't know for certain, but I'm just happy we hit 10. So I'll probably do a quick vlog video with Evelyn celebrating this. I also celebrated by making and adding some new graphic channels, which you can also see on Facebook. Our new cover photo and icon, which is just facebook.com/dorkgasm. I think it's very spiffy. I think I'm going to update the site with this, with these graphics as well at some point. The dorkgasm.net. I also want to do a quick shout out to Level Up Gaming on YouTube. They're actually going to do a review of our channel on the 23rd of September. So I better get some good videos posted up there for them to spotlight. But yeah, I think that's pretty cool.
Did that Trine 2 video ever go up?
I've got that one currently in Premiere that I've been editing it. So
no, you can tell I spend so much time on YouTube.
Yeah, Rob and I played a little Trine 2 a couple of weeks ago. So I've been editing that, so that should be coming out by this weekend.
And lucky Rob, he's going to get to make a sequel with me involved. Oh,
Yep.
I can just hear the excitement on his end.
Oh, yeah, that's a good segue. Humble Bundle deal this week. Very good. Highly recommend it. I won't go through all the games now, but there's some good ones like Trine 2,
It's
Fez.
a quick list. Trine 2, Mark of the Ninja, Brutal Legend, Fez, another one by Kill. Great bundle for less than $5. Faster and Light, which I know Rob loves.
Yep.
Fantastic.
I love it too. It's a great
It's
game.
worth the money. Just if that was all there was, it's worth it.
And then the only other one is called Eat Munchies, which, like I said, is by the same people who did Shank and Mark of the Ninja, so you know it's going to be quality.
Yep. So very, very
Oh,
good.
and
Go.
also, Brutal Legend is a phenomenal game that
Fantastic
didn't
game.
get nearly enough love.
You get all the music for these games too, by the way.
It's a Double Fine game, mostly known for Psychonauts. They did The Cave, so again, it's going to be stellar.
Yep. And you get all the music. It's all DRM free, so that's another good part of Brutal Legend there too. Actually, a lot of those I like the music to. FTL had some good music. Fez has great music. You download those all separately too, which is great. So, questions, comments. Did you like this episode? Do you like us? We beg you, email us at podcast@dorkgasm.net.
Unless you're going to say something nice about Kyle, in which case go fuck yourself.
And watch our videos, youtube.com/Dorkgasm Productions, or you can just type in Dorkgasm in the search box. We are all over it now. We are. We actually changed. We actually changed our label too. So we're actually Dorkgasm with the exclamation point Krispy. So that's what it's
All right.
now. And that is all. And Kyle, do you want to set me up for the end?
Oh wait, I actually had something to talk about.
Fine.
Yeah, I guess this would fall under the Dorkgasm of the week, as much as I hate saying that.
We'll come up with something better.
No, it just the whole thing. Anyway, so like this in the last week, 2 weeks, I finally knuckled down and started hitting my backlog like a madman, because there's a couple of games coming out. Well, Saints Row 4 came out, and GTA 5's coming out. Arkham Origins is coming out shortly. So I needed
excited.
I needed to clean this shit up. So I beat Mass Effect 2, Saints Row 3,
Arkham
City, Captain America.
Great game.
About
$20 at GameStop now.
Oh, that game really was. It's not super long. It was fun, and fucking Assassin's Creed Revelations. So not bad for like a 1 or 2 week period.
And for having Remo around.
Yeah, and actually, what was really sad, like Saints Row, I had quit playing because I think that was the time when my Xbox Live account got hacked, and then there was a whole thing, so I couldn't log into Xbox, into my profile, so I couldn't access my save games for like almost a month. It was ridiculous. And so I just quit playing it, and I didn't go back to it. I had literally 2 missions and
before
the game
the
was
end.
done. Yeah, and I just didn't realize it. Yeah, so I just kept putting it off and putting it off. Yeah. So I put it in, played it, did the one mission, then the second mission. I thought, oh, that's a little bit long. Yeah, that was the end. That was everything. Damn.
I actually picked that up in what did I pick that up? Humble Bundle recently.
No.
So
It's a really good game, and Arkham City was pretty much the same way. Like I beat that ridiculously quick from starting it. I guess that was the game I was actually in the middle of playing when my account got hacked and I couldn't log in anymore. And then a month later, I guess Skyrim had come out. I think that's how that worked. So some shit happened. I didn't go back and play it, and so I was like 2 or 3 hours from the end of the game.
oh, very cool. Kyle, Dorkgasms, anything exciting?
I think I've
Shot your
peaked on some of those. Yeah,
you've shot your
but Crispy, if it's not a sandwich, what is it?
It's a wrap.